What's going on, guys? I am back once again, and today is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And today I made an Odion burn deck that is a budget variation of my last Odion burn video, and the only thing that I would consider not budget would probably be these two winged Karibos, because I do know you get one for sure, and the other one I think you had to get during the dueling castle event, if that's what it was called. I don't really remember the exact name, but it was when you had to go all around the board and battle different people, and then the last person I think was Pegasus. But if you don't have two of those guys, you can also just use one of these, because I'm pretty sure almost everyone got at least one of these. So you could just run 1-and-1 like this. However, I just like to run two of these because I like the fact that you can set it on the field, so it essentially wastes one of their attacks, and then it gets destroyed. Because if you set it on the field, you can also activate different things, like if Blast Held by Tribute, you can, if the monster was tributed, you can Blast Held by Tribute them, and then Mishazur, if it's destroyed, you could pair Mishazur with it. But let me just get into the deck explanation. So I'm still running a Lava Golem with this deck. I think he's really beneficial because you can basically tie up your opponents for a monster slot, and then if they decide to tribute him off, then Blast Held by Tribute, which is when an opponent's monster declares an attack that was tributed, you can activate this card, and it inflicts 1,000 damage to your opponent, and you destroy as many face-up attack position monsters they control. So that's including the one that was tributed. I'm running two Winged Karibos, which you set it on the field, and if it's destroyed, sent to the graveyard for the rest of this turn, you can take no battle damage. One Doom Dog now, so I still want a search method for Lava Golem, but I don't really mind it that much because it's not the only win con, and it actually shows up pretty often, honestly, for only running one Lava Golem and one Doom Dog. I still run three Nimble Musasabis. They inflict 500 damage to your opponent every time they're flipped, and when they are, you can special summon them when they are destroyed. You can special up to 2 from your deck to your opponent's side of the field, which could definitely lock down your opponent. So then I run one Lady Assailant of the Flames. If you flip it, you can remove 3 cards and deal 800 life points of damage to your opponent. The only thing I don't like about this, and the reason why I don't run more, is because I don't want a lot of cards from this deck to be milled out, because I feel like all these cards are pretty beneficial. And if a lot of them are milled out in that way, like say I ran 2 and 6 of them get milled out, I could mill out like 2 Attack and Receives, a Windstorm, a Goblin Thief, and these 2 right here. And that would definitely, like, that would basically ruin the deck, honestly, because most of your win cons and lockdowns are gone. That would not help you at all. So then I'm running a Needle Ball. You can pay 2,000 life points to inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent when he is flipped. A Burning Lands, which you activate it, and it does 500 500 damage to each player on their standby phase. Mask the Accursed, you equip it to opponent's monster. It does 500 points of damage each standby phase of your turn. Goblin Thief, inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent's life points and increase your life points by 500. Mishazur is only activatable once one of your monsters is destroyed, but then you can select and destroy one monster on the field. So that's definitely helpful with how many sets there are in this deck. You could actually run 2 of these if you had them. I do have that, but I was just testing out this deck, so I didn't really get that far. I run 3 Attack and Receives, and every time you get attacked directly, you can inflict 700 points of damage, and each Attack and Receive in your graveyard, it also inflicts an extra 300 points of damage. And then a Windstorm for stalling purposes, change the battle positions of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. So other ways you can make this a budget deck is Enchanted Javelin. That would definitely be helpful. It's kind of similar to the Draining Shields, especially when you use it when your opponent's attacking into a set monster. So if I had Vermin set and I use an Enchanted Javelin, then I would still gain all those life points, and he wouldn't be able to attack me directly unless he had 2 monsters on the field, but I would still gain probably about at least 1,500 life points from his attack into my Vermin, and then that would help with Needle Ball and being able to pay for Needle Ball. There was also a new monster that I picked up from the card trader, And I found him very interesting, and I might have to try and fit him into this deck once I get 2 of him. It is this guy right here, so if you see him in the card trader, I would pick him up. I don't know if this effect works, but I'm pretty sure it does for these certain cards. When this card is removed from play, you can select 1 level 4 or lower beast-type monster in your graveyard, and you can special summon it. So if you have a Nimble Musasabi in your graveyard, this is a beast type, and you could special summon this to your side of the field. I don't know if this is attack or defense. The special summon, I mean. So do not take my word for it, but this could actually be really potent if it is defense, because then you would inflict another 500 to your opponent, and that would be pretty epic. Or it also works with Vermin, and you could just stall out another turn with Vermin. So that is the deck list I have for you guys today, and I'm going to show you a few replays that I got with this deck. This deck, I am in gold 4, I believe, and this deck was winning, no problem. It's a pretty good deck, honestly. If you do have 1 Draining Shield, I would recommend running the 1 Draining Shield. It cannot hurt to run just 1 Draining Shield. And what I would do if you had 1 Draining Shield, I would take it out, or not take it out, I would take out a Wing Karibo and run a Draining Shield in Wing Karibo's place. Or you could take out like a Burning Lands if you don't like it and run that Draining Shield in Burning Lands place. But also do not use more than 22 cards. 22 cards is like my limit for cards in a deck. If you use more, it will get kind of bricky, and you won't get to the main cards that you need quick enough. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, on to the first duel. We open up with a Wing Karibo, a Blast Hellbite Tribute, a Windstorm, and a Goblin Thief. And he opens up with a Neo the Magic Swordsman, a Lucky Iron Axe, and 2 face downs, so I'm not liking it too much. He's looking like he's had a pretty strong opening. So I decided to Goblin Thief him. I set Lady Assailant of the Flames because I didn't want to use Wing Karibo because he has no other monsters to attack me, so it would essentially be a waste to use Wing Karibo, since the only monster that would be attacking him would be attacking him in defense. And obviously I'm not going to take any life point damage unless, you know, he had piercing. So I draw into Doomdog, which is really good. I have Windstorm and Blast by Tribute set. He Typhoons here. I don't really know why. I don't know what the purpose was of this. And then he Metal Morphs. So he equips Metal Morph onto his Blue Dragon Summoner. I decide to Windstorm here since I wanted to stall a turn because I didn't really want to set Wing Karibo yet. I wanted to see if I could get another card to stall out, and I did. I got a Vermin. So I still have Blast by Tribute set, and Doomdog's effect activates. I am not able to search out my Lava Golem because he was actually banished when Lady Assailant was destroyed. So that was my point about using too many Lady Assailant of Flames. I had a Lava Golem, a Needle Ball, and I think a Burning Lands banished, so definitely keep that in mind. I maybe wouldn't even run any Lady Assailants, but I like that it does do 800 life points of damage. If there was another card that did damage that flipped other than Lady Assailant, like Nimble Musabi, I'd probably run that over her. And there probably is. I just am a dingus and probably don't know it. So, I still have 1 Bubonic Vermin set. I have an Attack and Receive set. And I have a Blast Hellbite Tribute set. So, he goes in and does 2200 to me. I activate Attack and Receive. He's down to 1100 life points. So, at this point, probably going to have to set my Wing Karibo, which I do. And I end up setting him. He Tribute Summons, which was the best case scenario for me, because now Blast Hellbite Tribute does 1200 life points of damage, since it does 1000 on activation, and does 200 thanks to Odion's effect Chain Reaction. And if you're not running Chain Reaction with this deck, you probably need to be. That's the best skill to run with this deck. I completely forgot to mention that. So there you go. That was the first win, all thanks to Blast Hellbite Tribute. I think there is actually a way to get 2 Blast Hellbite Tributes, although I don't think I ever got 2. I think I only have 1. But I know one of them, I think, is Ishizu's. special card you get after you unlock her, because I think Embodiment is Odion, so I think it'd be a Shizu's. And then the other way was some kind of event that they had, if I remember correctly. I know there was a way to get 2. But, so if you have 2, I might run them if you're seeing a lot of Blue Eyes decks that are tributing. But if they're not tributing and they're just using Kaibaman, it doesn't work. So that's something else to keep in mind. It does not work with ritual summons as well. So you can't use it to counter Cyber Angels, but it's okay, because this deck already kind of counters Cyber Angels, thanks to all the lockdown methods and like the Burning Lands and all that stuff. So this guy gets a Kaibaman, gets a Blue Eyes from a 30-card deck, turn 2. I have no idea how he got that lucky. I wish I got that lucky. But luckily I have Mishazura set, so I got pretty lucky too. And down goes his Blue Eyes. And I milled a Nimble Musabi and a Blast held by Tribute, so that was not good. But I did get another Nimble Musabi, and I Maskily Accursed his Blue Dragon Summoner because I realized that if he's running Blue Eyes, he's not going to be able to Tribute off his Blue Dragon Summoner this turn. So that's definitely something that I can Maskily Accurse because it won't get tributed. Because Blue Eyes normally does not run 1 Tributes. Now, he might have been. I might have just gotten lucky that he didn't draw it. For the most part, they only run Blue Eyes, and that's obviously a 2 Tribute monster. So his Flameville Gurkha actually does damage to me, and I am able to attack and receive him. And then all I need is to draw a trap here, which I do. I get attack and receive again. I do 500 life points of damage through the mask, and then once Needle Ball is flipped, I'll be able to pay for Needle Ball, and it's good because he attacked me with Flameville because he wanted to do damage, but he actually shouldn't have, because now he's going to do damage, and I'll be able to activate attack and receive without getting attacked directly by his 1800 attack monster. So that actually won me the game, and luckily I saw that in Duel and was able to capitalize on his mistakes. So this last and final replay is against another Yami Yugi, and this guy misplayed so many times, I can't even tell you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure I misplay a lot too, I know I do, but this guy misplayed a couple times. I wasn't really sure what he was doing. I don't know if he was trying to set up or something, but I just don't know. I really don't know. So we're going to hop into this duel. And the 30-card deck again. So definitely try and limit your decks. That's any tip that I can give you. And as you can see, this deck was bricked pretty badly. So I got 2 Bubonic Vermins opening hand. I got a Blast Held by Tribute and an Attack and Receive. So this card that he played right here, when there's no monsters on his side of the field, my flip effect monsters do not get their effects off. So Bubonic Vermin's effect gets negated, so I can't get another Vermin on the field and mill my thin my deck. So I just set another Vermin and hope that he plays another monster, which he does, thankfully, and he plays a Silent Magician, level 4. I was expecting him to level up and get a Silent Magician level 8 on the field, but he did not. So he ends his turn. This is what I mean. Like, I don't know what this guy's doing. He ends his turn. He does not attack into the Vermin that I set. I draw a Windstorm, and I keep that on the field. He ends his turn again without attacking me directly with his Silent Magician. So I think this guy, last turn, I don't know what he was doing, but I think he was afraid of golden apples because he just never attacked me directly. And now I got Lava Golem, and that's pretty much GG from here. But he just never attacks me directly with a Silent Magician. I have no idea what he was doing. So I decide to Lava Golem him because I have Windstorm set and attack and receive. So worst comes to worst, I take 3,200 and then attack and receive him, which I don't because I have Windstorm. So I activate that, and he Metamorphs his Lava Golem. I really don't know why. I guess he just might have misclicked. I've done that before. He just might have accidentally activated it. He was trying to end his turn. But I have Mishazura now, and I have a Nimble Musabi on the field. So Nimble Musabi is going to do 500 life points of damage. Metamorph's going to make sure that his Lava Golem gets over my Nimble Musabi. Just kidding. And I decided to summon 2 Nimble Musabis to his side of the field because I have an attack and receive set, and I wanted to start doing a little more damage to him. And after that, he just quit. After that attack and receive, he just quit. I have no idea why. He just left. So if you guys are enjoying the gameplay, please leave a like, comment, and sub, and I'll see you guys next video.